Why does your pH swing the moment the lights go out? It is not a mystery. It is a chemical interplay between carbonate hardness and root zone nutrient uptake. Today, we are calibrating automation triggers and fine-tuning your reservoir's chemistry to eliminate fluctuations and maintain the perfect high-performance environment permanently. When your lights go out, your plants don't just go to sleep, they pull an invisible night shift. During the day, intense photosynthesis drives the plant to consume massive amounts of carbon dioxide. But the moment darkness hits, photosynthesis grinds to a halt. The plant flips a metabolic switch from CO2 consumption to heavy O2 respiration. As the roots breathe in oxygen, they excrete carbon dioxide directly into your nutrient solution. When that dissolved CO2 mixes with water, it forms carbonic acid. This chemical byproduct of root respiration is the exact culprit behind that initial evening acidity dip you see on your monitors. During the day, your plants are aggressively drinking up water and specific ions, maintaining a stable ionic balance. But this nighttime metabolic shift creates a direct conflict with your daytime reservoir chemistry, forcing the pH down before the real roller coaster ride even begins. But then comes the morning, and suddenly you are dealing with the notorious morning spike. Why? Because as that light comes on, the plant's demand for nitrogen skyrockets. In most standard hydronutrients, nitrogen is delivered as nitrate. To take in a negatively charged nitrate ion, the root must maintain electrical neutrality. It does this by dumping a negatively charged hydroxide ion or a bicarbonate ion back into the water. Boom. That massive release of hydroxide ions drives your pH straight up. Compounding this is the microbial activity in your root zone. If your reservoir temperatures swing even a few degrees warmer at night when the chillers cycle off, beneficial microbes and latent pathogens accelerate their metabolism. This temperature-driven biological engine rapidly accelerates your pH drift, moving it from a minor biological Y to a massive mechanical failure in stabilization. To stop this yo-yo effect in high-flow RDWC systems, you have to master carbonate hardness, or KH. Think of alkalinity, or KH, as your water shock absorber. Without it, your water has no defense against the ionic exchange we just talked about. If your water is too soft, your pH will careen wildly out of control. But if your KH is too high, it locks out essential micronutrients like iron and manganese. The sweet spot for an aggressive RDWC system is maintaining a carbonate hardness that contributes roughly 80 to 120 ppm of buffering capacity. Let's look at a live test. Watch how this low buffer, pure RO water drops a full pH point with just a single drop of acid. It is utterly defenseless against root exchange. But when we hit that 100 ppm KH sweet spot, the solution absorbs the acid effortlessly, keeping your pH locked dead center. Now let's talk hardware. If you are still using a doser that simply reacts when a threshold is crossed, you are playing a losing game of catch-up. The 2026 standards for AI-driven dosers utilize predictive modeling. They analyze the rate of change to forecast the drift before it happens, microdosing to smooth out the curve rather than dumping harsh chemicals into a tailspin. To keep your automation from chasing ghosts during that temporary midnight CO2 dip, you must program a precise dead zone of 0.3 pH points. If your target is 5.8, allow the system to float between 5.6 and 5.9 without triggering a single drop of corrector. Finally, check your probe placement. If your sensors are in the main epicentral reservoir, right where the fresh water tops off, your data is a lie. Your probes must be installed directly in the return manifold, right as the water exits the active root zones. This ensures your automation is reacting to the actual environment your roots are experiencing, not a diluted average. Ready to lock it down permanently? Here is your daily protocol for rock-solid stability. Step 1. Set the floor. In the final hour of your light cycle, manually or automatically adjust your pH to the higher end of your target scale, around 6.1 or 6.2. This sets the floor, giving the evening carbonic acid dip room to drop the solution perfectly into the 5.8 sweet spot overnight without triggering your doser. Step 2. Thermal management. Tighten your chiller differentials. Keep your reservoir strictly between 64 degrees Fahrenheit to 68 degrees Fahrenheit, or 18 degrees Celsius to 20 degrees Celsius. Cooling the water slows down the kinetic energy of chemical reactions and keeps microbial spikes at bay. Step 3. Calibrate the diet. If your morning spike is still too aggressive, adjust your nutrient ratios. Swapping a fraction of your nitrate-based nitrogen for an ammonium-based nitrogen source forces the plant to release a hydrogen ion instead of a hydroxide ion, naturally fighting the morning rise. Step 4. Maximize your O2. Ensure your dissolved oxygen levels are saturated via commercial-grade air pumps or a waterfall setup. High dissolved oxygen prevents anaerobic pockets from altering your system's baseline chemistry. Implement these calibration protocols tonight, stop chasing the ghost in your reservoir, and let your automation work for you. What automation tips do you have for fellow growers? What sensors do you use to track your pH? Does your nutrient solution fluctuate up or down? Let us know down in the comments. If this video helped you out, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. And I'll see you next time here on Show Me Hydro. Do you want to see what I'm growing? Join us over on Twitch at twitch.tv/showmehydro. You'll be able to see what's happening in the grow tents 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can even control the view yourself with chat commands. The live stream can also be viewed on the new Show Me Hydro Live YouTube channel, as well as Kick and Rumble if you prefer those platforms. So join us live from the grow tent. I hope to see you there. Have you got a question you would like answered? Is there a topic you would like to see discussed in a video? Let me know in the comments and I'll see what I can do. Would you like to support the channel? Head on over to patreon.com/showmehydro to get all the garden updates, early video previews, harvest watch photos, and behind the scenes content you won't find anywhere else.
If you enjoyed this video, remember to click that like button and subscribe.